Have you ever chased an idea so wild you couldn't let it go? For me, that was running a marathon, specifically the Pyongyang International Marathon. Not London, not New York, North Korea. Friends thought I'd lost my mind. North Korea? Joanna, are you sure? They'd ask, eyes wide. Our image of the country is all politics and mystery, not tourism, let alone a marathon. But the more impossible it seemed, the more I wanted it. Getting there was its own marathon paperwork, briefings, and strict rules. No wandering, no candid photos, no politics. Boarding the old Air Koryo flight from Beijing, I felt I was crossing not just a border, but an ideological divide. I packed my running shoes, energy gels, and an open mind. This wasn't a holiday. It was a chance to observe, to listen, to see a place few ever do. As the plane descended, the fields below looked peaceful, so ordinary, so at odds with the country's reputation. The adventure had begun, and I was ready to see what lay beyond the headlines. Pyongyang's airport was spotless and eerily quiet. No chaos, just calm efficiency. Immigration officers in olive uniforms processed us with solemn precision. Our guides, Miss Kim and Mr. Park, greeted us with polite smiles. Our constant companions and gatekeepers. Our itinerary was set in stone. Spontaneity wasn't on the menu. As we drove into the city, I pressed my face to the window, taking in the wide, empty roads and pastel apartment blocks. No ads, no shops, just murals of leaders and bold propaganda. It felt like a film set, meticulously designed. Our hotel, isolated on an island, offered a panoramic view of a city both grand and subdued. As dusk fell, Pyongyang didn't sparkle. Patches of darkness broke up the city's glow. It was a place of contradictions, and I was only beginning to understand its quiet energy. The real Pyongyang was waiting to reveal itself. Our days before the marathon were a guided tour of Pyongyang's icons. Kim Il-sung Square, the Mansu Hill Grand Monument, the Rugyong Hotel. Each site was designed to impress, to make you feel small before the state. We bowed before giant statues, followed strict photo rules, and absorbed the city's blend of Soviet brutalism and Korean flair. The metro stations were palatial, silent, and spotless. But what struck me most were glimpses of real life. Children laughing, a woman tending flowers, cyclists heading home. These unscripted moments broke through the official narrative. Beneath the grandeur, Pyongyang was a city of ordinary people, living quietly, extraordinary lives. Those flashes of humanity stayed with me. The night before the marathon, excitement buzzed through our group of international runners. We gathered for the race briefing, Americans, Germans, Swedes, Brazilians, all united by this strange adventure. The course, a double loop through the city, starting and ending in Kim Il-sung Stadium. As we collected our bibs, camaraderie grew. We swapped stories, nerves, and hopes for the day ahead. That evening, laying out my gear, I felt the familiar comfort of pre-race ritual, even in this most unfamiliar place. For a moment, we weren't tourists or foreigners. We were just runners, sharing anticipation with thousands of North Koreans preparing for their own race. In that shared nervousness, borders faded. Tomorrow, we'd all be equals at the starting line. Race morning arrived crisp and electric. The city, usually so quiet, was alive with crowds streaming toward Kim Il-sung Stadium. The stadium itself was a spectacle, tens of thousands of spectators, a roar like thunder. We international runners stood out in our bright gear, but the energy was infectious. Local runners eyed our gadgets with curiosity. A thumbs up bridged the language gap. The anticipation built to a fever pitch. Officials gave speeches, the crowd roared, and then the starting gun fired. We surged forward, a wave of humanity, running a lap of the track before bursting onto Pyongyang's streets. The send-off was epic, theatrical, and unforgettable. For a moment, I was swept up in something far bigger than myself. The city had opened its arms, if only for a day. The marathon had truly begun, and I was running through history. Running through Pyongyang was surreal. Iconic landmarks became mile markers, the city alive with movement. Spectators lined the course, clapping in steady, reserved unison, families, workers, students. It wasn't raucous, but it was constant, supportive, and strangely moving. The children were the best, wide-eyed, shy, then grinning as we exchanged high fives. In those moments, barriers melted away. It was just runner and child, sharing joy. The double loop meant familiar faces on the second pass. Smiles grew, encouragement deepened. The city's rhythm became my own. Each high five, each wave, was a tiny connection. I wasn't just passing through. For a few hours, I belonged. The marathon was transforming Pyongyang, and me. Every step felt like a conversation without words. This was running at its most human. As fatigue set in, the marathon became a test of will. I ran beside a North Korean man for miles. No words, just a shared rhythm. We matched pace, pushed each other, and exchanged a nod of respect when he pulled ahead. In that effort, nationality and politics faded. We were just two runners, united by struggle. Around me, faces showed grit and determination. Elites, amateurs, everyone fighting their own battle. The marathon built a bridge, not of steel, but of sweat and smiles. For a few hours, we weren't foreigners and locals. We were simply runners. That sense of shared humanity was the journey's greatest gift. Beneath the surface, we were all the same, striving, enduring, connecting. The barriers between us felt smaller with every mile, and that, more than anything, was what I'd come to find. The final mile was agony, legs burning, mind screaming to stop. But then, the stadium appeared, the roar of the crowd pulling me forward. Emerging onto the track was pure euphoria, a wall of sound, a sea of color. I crossed the finish line, overwhelmed with relief and pride. A young woman handed me a medal, smiling warmly. "Congratulations," I imagine she said. In that moment, exhaustion and politics faded, only human connection remained. The marathon wasn't just a race, it was a bridge between worlds. It forced us out of our comfort zones, into real moments of contact. My aching body was proof of the challenge, but my heart was full from the journey. It was so much more than just a run. After the marathon, the city felt different, no longer a set, but a place filled with memories and faces I recognized. Leaving was as formal as arriving, but the goodbyes from our guides felt genuine. As the plane lifted off, I reflected on the complexity and contradictions of North Korea. The trip raised more questions than answers, but it taught me the value of connection in unlikely places. Travel should challenge assumptions, reveal nuance, and remind us that nations are made of individuals. The Pyongyang Marathon became a lesson in shared humanity. No matter how high the walls, the pulse of connection can be felt if you're willing to go the distance. Sometimes, all it takes is a high five to see the world differently. That's a journey worth taking every time. And that, darling, is the real adventure.